Copper prices just blasted to a record high overnight, all triggered by one bold announcement from President Trump. Imagine paying 50% more just for the raw metal behind your phone, your car, and even the buildings around you. What's driving this massive price surge? And how could a sudden tariff on copper ripple through the economy and your everyday life? Let's dive in. President Trump stunned markets by announcing a 50% tariff on copper imports during a recent cabinet meeting. This move was unexpected and immediately shook the commodity markets, sending copper prices soaring more than 13% in a single day, the biggest jump since 1968. By imposing this tariff, Trump aims to bring copper duties in line with the steel and aluminum tariffs he doubled earlier this year, signaling a tougher stance on raw materials critical to American industry. The announcement sent shockwaves through sectors that rely heavily on copper, raising questions about what comes next for domestic production and global trade. Copper isn't just any metal, it's the backbone of modern life. From the wiring in your electronics to the pipes in your home and even the vehicles we drive, copper plays a crucial role. While the U.S. produces about half of the copper it needs, it still depends heavily on imports, mainly from Chile, Canada, Mexico, and Peru. Trump's push to slap a 50% tariff on these imports is part of a broader effort to reduce reliance on foreign sources and revive domestic mining. But with copper so deeply woven into countless industries, this sudden shift could have far-reaching consequences beyond just the mining sector. The immediate impact was felt on Wall Street, where shares of copper miners like Freeport-McMoRan jumped sharply, reflecting investor optimism that domestic producers will benefit from higher tariffs on imports. But the surge in copper prices also sent ripples through industries that rely on this essential metal. Manufacturers now face the risk of rising costs, which could eventually trickle down to consumers in the form of higher prices for everyday products. The stakes are especially high for companies like Aura Minerals, a gold and copper miner preparing for a major NASDAQ listing, which has repeatedly flagged tariffs as a significant risk factor in its financial outlook. This sudden shakeup underscores just how vulnerable supply chains can be when trade policies shift so abruptly. Behind the headlines, the broader economy is holding strong. Unemployment remains low, inflation has cooled more than many expected, and stock markets hover near record highs. Despite fears that aggressive tariffs might derail growth, markets reacted calmly to Trump's copper tariff announcement, reflecting confidence that the administration will adjust course if needed. Still, with looming tariffs on pharmaceuticals and other key sectors, uncertainty lingers. The aggressive trade stance adds a new layer of risk, even as economic fundamentals look solid for now. How long can this balance last before trade tensions start to bite harder? What makes this situation even more complex is the global reaction, or lack thereof. 14 countries, including major U.S. trading partners like Japan, South Korea, and Thailand, recently received official letters outlining steep tariff rates set to take effect on August 1st. Yet, despite the potential for widespread disruption, international markets largely shrugged off the news. Stock markets in Asia and Europe showed only mild fluctuations, signaling that investors may be banking on Trump's history of flexibility when it comes to enforcing these tariffs. Still, this calm masks the growing uncertainty companies face as negotiations drag on and deadlines loom, making the future of global trade increasingly unpredictable. At the heart of these trade tensions is Trump's broader strategy, a push to bring key industries back to American soil. The copper tariff is just one piece of this puzzle. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick made it clear that the goal is to bring copper home, boosting domestic production to reduce dependence on foreign suppliers. This approach echoes Trump's earlier moves to double tariffs on steel and aluminum, signaling a sustained effort to reshape U.S. trade policy around protectionism. But while this may help certain industries, it also raises questions about the costs businesses and consumers will face, and how long the U.S. can maintain such aggressive trade barriers without triggering backlash. The sudden surge in copper prices and the looming tariffs reveal a high-stakes gamble by the Trump administration, a bet on reshaping America's trade landscape to favor domestic industries. While the economy shows surprising resilience for now, the real test lies ahead as companies and consumers adjust to higher costs and ongoing uncertainty. Whether this aggressive trade strategy will fuel long-term growth or tip the balance toward disruption remains to be seen. One thing is clear: the ripple effects of these decisions will be felt far beyond the copper mines, touching every corner of everyday life. Well, that's all for this video. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Now Famous feed for more content like this. And check out our TikTok page for even more videos. Your support is appreciated as always. Thank you, and see you in the next one.